All right, how's it going, everybody? Nick Atkin here. It is One Championship News. It is a Friday night show because there's no Friday fights for you. So I thought I'd do a podcast, and I have got the main man. Ichi is joining me beyond Kick's own prodigal son. Ichi, how you doing, sir? Thanks for joining me on the show.
Thank you for the introduction, Nick. How are you doing?
I'm okay, yeah. I mean, I met you finally in person in Japan at
Yeah,
1172. I've
yep.
always wanted to get you on the show, but even more so after finally chewing the fat with you there. And the reason we got you on is because of a superstar signing for One Championship, Yuki Yoza. And I wanted to pick your brains all about him because I don't know much about Yuki Yoza, but I'm sure that you do. So we're going to get all into that, and we're going to get into some other topics, some of the latest news, including a doping suspension for Banma Duoji and a few other things. But first of all, I'm just going to ask you, Ichi, what's going on? What do you got cooking? How is everything over there?
Oh, it's great. I just doing my job as usual. For those who don't know, I am a writer for Beyond Kickboxing. Other than that, I also have done a few articles for Gong magazine, which is the biggest combat sport magazine in Japan. So yeah, it's going well. Yeah, we
Yeah,
met the first time in at One Japan. That was a crazy event.
it was. It was. I didn't know you were like 6 foot 8 tall. You're so tall, bro. Yeah, I was like, oh my god.
Yeah,
Yeah,
everyone was also is always like shocked by that like
yeah,
my
you're pretty
height.
tall, man. I mean,
Yeah,
my neck still hurts. We had some good chats, and we snuck onto the bus on the way home. I think we had a good chat on the hour back from Saitama to
to
Shinjuku, or whatever
yeah
it
to
was. Yeah,
Tokyo. Yeah, that
yeah,
was
it
fun,
was
man.
good. I mean, I never we've talked over the years, but we never actually met in
Man,
person. So it was good
yes,
to actually meet you because yeah, we've chewed the fat over a long time. I mean, for people who don't know you, like how long have you been following everything? I know you're all across the scene in Japan, right? If people don't know who you are, what is Ichi all about?
Ichi. Yeah, well, I joined Beyond Kickboxing team like 2 years back in January. Yeah, the first news that I covered was like there was a fighter called Panjang who like did a scam of like a fight of the Takeru signature, and that became like a big news. So I covered that, and that's how I got to know to the Beyond Kickboxing. I know the owner through our time back when we used to talk to each other when we were like just a kickboxing fan in a forum, and now he started kickboxing and he asked me to help out. So that's what I'm doing now. I mainly cover Japanese kickboxing. Because I speak Japanese and I speak Thai, so I normally cover Japanese kickboxing and also One Championship news from time to time. So it's a bit funny because I am Thai, but I am actually not that into Muay Thai. Like I have been kickboxing fan since when Buakao was the K1 World Max Champion. So that was 20 years ago. That was a long time ago. Back in the golden day of kickboxing, and now One Championship has very good 70 kg, and now they are having like fighters like Yuki Yoza, Noiri, and also Takeru, right? All the stars or potential star of Japanese kickboxing is now joining One Championship, and that is a really interesting development.
It is. That was a great show. We were both there. What did you make of 1172 Saitama Super? It's the first time I'd actually been to Saitama Super. I'm sure you've been there before, but
I
I
have
was
been,
quite
yeah, I have
yeah.
been to Saitama Super Arena a few times, mostly like the K1 even, and also Rising. For those who don't know, K1, the new version of K1 is doing Japanese kickboxing in Japan, and then there is a Rising, which is basically which is like a top MMA promotion in Japan and also in Asia. They are like competing with one to see who is like the number two MMA promotion in the world. If you ask that, one is already like number one. But yeah. So yeah, Saitama. It was a great event. It was packed arena, which like really surprised me. I was like, oh, so the ticket sale must went really well, and that really showed like Rotang and Takeru, especially Takeru, stars power, right? Because I have known
Absolutely.
people. Yeah, I have known people who went to the last one, for which is Superlek versus Takeru, and that didn't do as well as this event. So that is what I'm really surprised. It was really great. Like Japanese fan had like this amazing moment when Masaki Noiri upset the one shy that like no one saw coming. It was a spectacular knockout, and of course Rotang, who does not KO anyone, KO Takeru, who is known for his iron chin, and that was like a really shocking moment for Japanese fans. Everyone was asking, "Oh, is Takeru is going to retire?" He just came out and in an interview with Oricon New a few hours ago that I am not retiring. I am going to rematch Rotang, and I'm also like targeting maybe going after Superlek. So yeah, he there is like a lot of interesting development for Japanese champions in one championship.
What do you think? Do you think that Takeru could beat Rodtang or Superlek? He's lost to both now. Do you think he would get any better fortune if he rematched them, or should he maybe fight someone else? Is a world title beyond Takeru, do you think, in one championship?
Nick, I saw Takeru got knocked out by Tencent. That is not Take, Takeru is Takeru when Takeru enter one championship, right? He is already lost a few steps, but he is still very fast. He still has his moment, right? He had that one amazing moment against Superlek. I suspect that his shin, which is one of his greatest weapons, is gone, and that is why I think that it would be very difficult for him to become world champion again. I am sure one championship would give him another title shot because he is their biggest superstar in Japan. If they want to do another event in Japan, but I I don't think he can reach that top again. Not not unless he completely changed his game. When Takeru lost to Superlek, right? He met Masato. Masato is the former two-time K1 World Max champion, who is like a legend in Japan. And Masato told him that from now on, you have to stop doing plus, you have to do minus. You have to take away your training. You are overtraining, right? Masato talked about the time when he could not beat Buakao until he finally take away his overtraining. He only trained um, or limit his training to the appropriate level, and that is how he was able to beat Buakao. He told that to Takeru. Takeru, of course, did not listen because Takeru is like the rest of the team was serious. Like Masaki Noiri, like Yuki Yoza, they are maniac. They spar really hard. They overtrain. Unless Takeru completely changed the way he approached training, I don't think he can reach, not even reach the top. I don't think he can compete at the top level again.
Well, Nicola here in the comments saying Takeru versus Kong Torani in kickboxing. I don't know who you think Ichi would be a good opponent for him next. Do you have any in mind? If he cannot perhaps compete for world titles, would you like to see him compete in super fights? I know he's not really into the Muay Thai thing, so it's probably going to be crossovers the other way, guys from Muay Thai coming to him. But yeah, have you got any ideas who might be a good opponent for him if he does stay and not retire?
I want to see one just bring in absolute scrap for Takeru to beat.
Same,
I
same,
don't
yeah.
I don't want to see Takeru in another dogfight, man. That man has taken so much damage. Let him go out on a win. Let him experience another win first. Yeah. Since we are on this topic, like we need to talk about the way one championship has matched Japanese kickboxing champion from K1 so far, right? What they have learned is that what have happened so far is that they have matched. They first matched Kana with Anissa Maxen. Kana lost. They matched Noiri with Sitishai. Noiri lost. They matched Takeru with Superlek. Takeru lost. So we have this trend that if they are matched immediately with like the top fighter, they lost. So what one did is that they matched them against an absolute unknown, the same way that Noiri got before his title match, the way Kana got a fight before her title match with Pet Jija. And I think that is the way that he should do with Takeru. Just give him someone he can beat, someone he can knock out. Get his confidence back, and then we move from there.
Yeah, I think you're right. Noiri had Sidichai and then the fight with Liu Mengyang, which was a shock to me. But then they gave him the Al Takriti fight, and he seemed to get his mojo back. Obviously, same with Kana.
Yeah.
So you think give Takeru a layup? Is that what was Tanzin not a layup for him though? Do you
Oh, the
think?
that is why I said like, oh my goodness, like it was a layup. Tansin is a lover fighter. You know, for those who don't know, lover is basically a bare knuckle Muay Thai plus headbutt, and you know he has very limited experience in whether is it like kickboxing or Muay Thai, and that is why it was such a shock that Takeru got knocked down by someone who is not familiar fighting with a full, you know, Muay Thai glove, boxing glove. Yeah.
Well, we'll see what happens with Takeru, but I want to ask you, Ichi, about Yuki Yoza. That's why I got you on for the main reason. So, look, I don't know too much about this guy other than I know that story of the fight. Will tells me how amazing this guy is, and I saw him with Masaki Noiri in Bangkok at 170,
Oh
and I
yeah.
asked him backstage. I said, "Yuki, you come in on one championship?" He said, "Yes," and then yeah, here we are. A couple months later, here he is. So, what does Yuki Yoza bring to the table? I mean, Chatri's comparing him Ichi to Mike Tyson,
Mike Tyson, huh?
which is a bit weird, but I don't think it's what people think. I think I'll get the quote. It says, you know, he reminds me of Mike Tyson in his desire to destroy opponents. Is that fair assessment?
Well, he enjoyed destroying his opponent. How do I describe Yuki Yoza? He is he's like he's like a a thinking man fighter. He's an incredibly cerebral fighter, right? So first of all, you need to understand his background. Yuki Yosa is a Kyokushin fighter. His background was he started training Kyokushin karate back in he was like 6 years old, and then by the time he was 19 years old, he became Kyokushin world champion, which is, I believe, if any Kyokushin fan in the comment, please fact check me on this. I believe he is like the youngest Kyokushin karate of the Kyokushin weight karate at all time. He was a champion at 70 kg, and then he said and then he thought, well, I am now Kyokushin world champion. Now I'm going to become K1 world champion. He targeted K1. There was some organizational conflict between Kyokushin and K1 at the time, so he could not join K1. So he instead fought in other domestic promotion. Eventually, he got into K1, right? And this Kyokushin style fighter, in his first K1 match, he upset the reigning K1 champion at the time called Taiyo Hasahisa, who is a fellow full contact style karate. Then he went through a series of fight, got a win, got a rematch with Taiyo Hasahisa, beat him in a really in the training fight. I suggest anyone who hasn't watched it go watch Yuki Yosa versus Taiyo Hasahisa 2, and then he became K1 world champion. He is a kicking based fighter. He liked to use low kick a lot, and he used it in a very creative way. His signature kick is called Yosa kick, when he like kick and cut through the opponent leg and attack the real leg. And he is also very good with a calf kick to the front leg. So the way he works is that he is like, yeah, it's like this. This one is again Alan Clark. You can see that he's a cheeky little bucker, isn't he? He like pushes he what he does is that he pushed the opponent off, he changed their balance, and then he target that kick. If your weight is in the rear leg, he kick the rear leg. If your weight is in your front leg, he kick the front leg. And then you end up like a rabbit. You just jump all over the face and you look silly. And then he would, do some cheeky thing, like there's a thing in Kyokushin karate called ashibarai, where you hook your opponent leg to just make them lost balance. Do you get score on it? No, but he is, he's cheeky with it. He make you look, he make you feel embarrassed, and that is his target, and that is fighting style. Another thing that that's Ashibarai just right now. And you can see there's another thing that he likes to do. He likes to do punching combination, make you cover up so that he can target your legs or your body is open, and then he attack you with a crescent kick or a triangle kick. Hit you with the ball of his leg or hit you with your toe. Yeah, really, really fun fighter to watch. Yeah, of all the Team Wasilius gym or the K1 champion that have entered one championship so far, he has the favorite style that I enjoy to watch.
Do you expect him, Ichi, to go straight to Jonathan Haggerty and the belt? I mean, here's one championship putting up a graphic saying who's first for Yuki. Haggerty's there, Superlek, Ray, and Ahachi, Petanong, Hiroki Akimoto. Personally, I feel like Petanong might be the perfect first opponent for him, former champion. Doesn't really have anything else going on right now. And I think, getting a win over Petanong would set Yuki Yoza up for a shot perhaps at Haggerty straight away. What do you think?
Let's go through them one by one.
Yes, let's.
Weirui is a bit washed. He's a bit old. So yeah, if one want to give him like a win, yeah, everyone say it's Uncle Ichi. Yes, it's Uncle Ichi here.
Uncle Ichi's here.
Yeah, everyone knows. Yeah, Weirui. Yeah, if one just want to give him a win, sure. Akimoto is also a bit old. Like, oh my god, his last fight in Japan. Yeah, he looks so old. Yeah, but
how old is he though? He's like doesn't seem like he's that old.
Doesn't matter. Fighter, I do not look at fighter age. I just look at like because they are two. Every fighter takes damage.
He's 32.
Oh yeah, that's old. Yeah,
it could be. Yeah, in this game it could be old.
It could be old, but yeah, Akimoto. Okay, Akimoto is interesting because that is another full contact karate based fighter. If you have seen his fight against Taiyo Asahisa in K1, he fought him twice. That is the closest fight that Yuki Yoza came to losing in recent years. Why? Because when he fight a fighter that understand what he's doing, understand the Kyokushin trick, it became like a bullfight. They just lock on and then they just trade low kick, and it become incredibly difficult for judge to score. That is his number one weakness. So that's his number one. You said that you are interested in him facing Peshtanong.
Yes, I think that makes sense. Although, as Tetsuya here says, there's some noise. I don't know if the noise is coming only from Elbrus Osmanov himself, but I hear noise, yes, that maybe it might be Yuki versus Elbrus. I know Elbrus just posted that he's back in camp. So I do hear things. This might be the fight, but that's Elbrus is I don't think he's contracted yet. He's one of Medi's Atu's guys at Venom, and he's kind of really well thought of and potentially a future star. It would surprise me though if Yuki Yoza did fight someone who is not on that picture. Do you know what I mean?
I know what you mean. Well, let's go one by one. I actually believe that of all the fighters here, Peshtanong is his worst matchup. Why? Because
not that one then.
Peshtanong is incredibly smart fighter. He is really, really smart. He is the only fighter I know who actually like attend fighter meeting and ask question and read the rule before the fight. He understand how the fight is scored, and he is going to fight Yoza from outside. Let me explain. When Yoza, the way Yoza does fight is that every strike he throw is either to trick you to open something up for him to hurt, right? He actually fit into one's striking scoring criteria really well because I believe the number one scoring criteria after knockdown is still damage. Yoza is going to leave a lot of damage on your body regardless. He is not a point fighter. So what is going to happen is that normally he will force you to open stuff up. Petanong is not going to let this happen. He is going to move around the ring. He is probably, in my opinion, going to make Yoza look silly chasing him around the ring and then win on point. That is my thought. I think that is probably Yoza's worst matchup in one.
So what do you think? Perfect first opponent. I mean, people here are saying Keith is saying Elbrus or Petanong.
Elbrush.
The big power cat wants to see Yuki Yoza versus Superlek. I don't know. What do you think?
I believe that the fighter that I want, Elbras would be interesting, but I don't want him to spoil the party. Yoza has Yoza fought like an actual kickboxer? By an actual kickboxer, I mean, so traditionally, fighters, they either have like a Kyokushin base or a Muay Thai base, and then there are these fighters from the Netherlands who actually train kickboxing from the beginning. I think that is going to be an interesting matchup. I think that's going to be a very fun matchup because Elbras will have no sparring partner who can mimic Yosa's style. Yosa actually has been to the Netherlands a couple of times to train at Mike Gym. There are like funny clip of him sparring Glory welterweight champion who outweighed him by like 50 pounds or something like that. Not 50, but yeah, 20, 40, 20 pounds something, which is really funny. So he's crazy. Yeah. I think that, I think Elbras would be a fun first opponent. I would be a bit worried that unless one is like, after, if Yosa lost, then they give him someone, a layer fight, then I think that's fine. Yeah, so that would be an interesting fight. Same with Enahichi. Same with Ilias. Yeah.
So not straight to Haggerty.
Well, the only fighter who, transitioned from K1 into one who got an immediate title shot was actually even Takeru didn't was Takeru. Yeah, Takeru. Takeru was the only one who got an immediate title shot. Everyone has to like fight someone first. And I think it's a good idea to, actually, if Yoza fight Haggerty, I would favor Yoza. Yeah. I am still one of the Haggerty non-believer, even after he did well against my pick.
I liked Haggerty's performance against Weiru. I thought it was.
It was
I
great.
wasn't
Yeah.
expecting it. Yeah, I thought he might lose, especially after that first round. And Chatri said the same thing. I thought Weiru kind of schooled him in the first round, but then the other 4 rounds, Haggerty turned it on. And I'm now very excited to see Haggerty against the rest of these guys on this graphic. And I'm also excited to see him against Yuki Yoza. I want to see it happen. Sounds like maybe he's going to be dragged back into Muay Thai, though. I kind of want to see Haggerty stay in kickboxing, though. What do you think of Haggerty's? Like, do you think his future lies in kickboxing more than Muay Thai?
I think at the end of the day, he is like a Muay Thai fighter.
Oh, sorry. I meant to
Hello,
remove the
Kenny.
graphic, not you. Sorry, there you go. Carry on.
Yeah, so Haggerty in I think Haggerty future is in Muay Thai, right? Because still right now what is like the cash cow product of one championship? What is the one thing that they have been pushing for since last year now? It is Muay Thai, right? It is MMA glove Muay Thai. And I think that is the one that Haggerty is still most comfortable with. And when you look at what is like the biggest fight you can make in one championship, that is going to be, if for Haggerty specifically, that is going to be Haggerty versus Rotangri. I think that is what Chaudhry hinted at. So I think his future is going to be in Muay Thai. As a kickboxing fan, it following kickboxing in one championship has been a bit frustrating because all these champions, they are double champ, right? Everyone is a double champ, and the priority is to defend the Muay Thai belt, and the kickboxing belt got left in the shelf. So that, it has been a bit frustrating.
Little bit. All right, I'm just gonna get to the comments here. Story of the fight. Just woke up, y'all. Let's go. Yuki Yoza. Something I know. Will is very excited about. Yuki says he's one of the most creatively violent fighters in the game right now. Do you agree with that, Ichi?
He is. He is extraordinarily creative. He would, use Kyokushin style push fighting. In Kyokushin they push you in, and your weight land in one of your leg, and then they kick that leg. and then he hook your leg. He use punch combination to force you to open up. If that doesn't work, then he just open up his body and his leg. He said, "Yeah, kick me. You are Thai. You are Thai fighter, right?" That is what he did against Gongnapa and Petdam in K1. He said, "Yeah, you are Thai fighter. You love middle kick. Yeah, here is my body. Here's my leg. Kick me." And then when you kick him in the body, he kick you in the leg. And then the next thing you know, even his tiny tiny bit of his calf kick hurt you so bad that he dropped you to the floor. He is really creative. If that doesn't work, he then spinning and he then spin and then he kick you in the body. He is a really really fun fighter to watch. I highly recommend you watch all of his fight. That is, I think all of them should be available on YouTube. Go check them out. It's really really fun.
I'm gonna check it out. Yeah, there's a lot of love for him in the chat here. Shishi Slipper, I hope I pronounced that right. Says Yoza would slime Haggerty. Trust. Tetsuya says, I think Yoza's calf kicks are the most dangerous weapon against Thais. Petdam's leg was heavily damaged due to this kick leading to the KO. As you just said. Keith, what's up, Keith? A member of the chat. Shout out to all the members here, like Tetsuya as well. Story of the fight. Lewis. I know I got that wrong. I always get that wrong. I keep calling you Louis. Sorry. And all the others. Combat Sports Today. What's up? Saying absolutely not straight to Haggerty. You guys cover the Japanese fighter first. Fight opponent strategy to start. Yeah, I think a few people are saying don't have the Japan versus Japan fight straight off the bat. Do you think that's the way to go?
No. It makes sense if you are doing an event in Japan, because if it is like Japan versus Japan in Japan, then you have fans of both fighters who will come and cheer. If it is like internationally, then let him fight someone else. Let him fight someone different. But yeah,
so you're suggesting Superlek. What do you think? If you want a layup.
Oh Lord. Actually, book Yoza against any Thai that has never done kickboxing before. Any Thai that has never done kickboxing before. He would destroy them, because they would be so confused. It would be like you encountering an alien for the first time and you have no way to figure out this puzzle.
Who's taller? Combat Sports that ask. ICHI or Nabil? I think you guys are really the same, actually.
Yeah, I think am I taller? I'm probably taller.
You might be tall, actually. What are you?
Yeah.
Officially,
I am almost 2 meter tall. So yeah.
Oh my goodness, what's that in feet?
6'5" or something.
All right, I think Nabil. Yeah, you're about 6'5". Nabil and Nan's height. I'm just looking this up. Let's make it official.
Let's make it official. Nabil, huh? You see, this is the problem. Now, Superlek.
You're taller than Nabil.
Yes.
According to
such a great achievement.
Google.
Yeah, but this is a problem right now. You have Nabil, and then you have Superlek, who now has to rematch. It should have been, Nabil should already be the champion. But now we have.
What did you think of that? We were there together.
We were there together. We discussed this.
Yeah. But what did you think? I've told everyone what I think, but officially, what did you think?
Officially, I think that Superlek should have accepted the 5-round fight. Actually, Superlek should have just he already vacated the belt, and Nabil should automatically be promoted. One can do two things, right? They can either promote him to be a champ immediately, or they can wait for him to beat Superlek in the non-title match, and then they say, Nabil, congratulations, you are now the champion. I believe they should have done that. That would have been really clean. They can now move on from this matchup. Superlek, there have been a lot of opinions about his performance. I think his strategy was not sound, but I don't think he looked, as tired as some might be saying that, I don't believe that he didn't train at all. I don't believe that. But he might not have trained as hard as he used to.
Yeah, he sort of hinted that he was 50% perhaps. I did hear he didn't train for 3 weeks, but I spoke to Nabil backstage last month when I was there, and I said, you look, I said to him straight up to his face, like Superlek told me, or I heard Superlek has, said he was not, fully there. He was 50%. He was injured. Nabil just did this to me. He put his fist in my face, which was terrifying. And then one of the fingers you could see was like clearly it was like bent inwards,
Yeah.
and he had a broken hand for a month in his camp. He could only hit. I think it was the left was broken. Yeah, so he only used his right, and
Yeah.
it was Ramadan, so he was training at midnight and weird times. So they both had problems, but
They don't have
Nabil,
problem going to the fight. Yeah, part of the
yeah,
game. Yeah.
Nabil outclassed Superlek, which I was very surprised still, even though Superlek clearly
I
wasn't on his game. Yeah.
I was not surprised. A lot of people I picked Nabil before the fight. A lot of people picked Superlek because obviously Superlek, to use the word of one of the commenters, they just slimed Nabil in their first matchup. But that was like really young Nabil, right? Really young, really inexperienced Nabil. And this is a weight class up. Nabil got to feel his body up a little bit, and then he, has good strategy. He has good training, and yeah, I don't think and he obviously like very very tall for the weight class. People obviously compare him to like the great of the Muay Thai past, like Lee Selnoy. In sport term, he would be like Victor Wembanyama in NBA or something like that. He has significant reach and size advantage over his opponent. So I am not surprised about the result. I am
No.
disappointed that Super League was like not 100%. Whether it is from like lack of training or the word, it's always frustrating thing to me because like Rotang used to be like that, right? Rotang used to, you got money and suddenly like I trained for 3 days.
Well, Superlex had issues as well, like Rodtang with making weight, and I
Yeah, he missed weight
guess
as well. Yeah,
this may have been a wake up call. I hope for him. Combat Sports today is saying Nabil and Superlek 3 at Impact Arena. I'm hearing noise, Ichi. Perhaps there's
sure,
a big show at Impact in June or July,
that
maybe
would
a
be
tent
great.
pole. What Friday Fires? What do you think?
Yeah, yeah, 10 pole, that would be great. Yeah, yeah, a big show for the Thai fans. I think that would be awesome. You could sell out Impact Arena. Yeah, and also
Tetsuya
Nabil
wants
is
to know what do you think about Nabil in kickboxing though? Do you think he will do well? He can't clinch, but he can still throw step in knees, and his kicks cannot be
he is
catched.
really tall. He will be fine in kickboxing. Like when you have that much size, I think that he could definitely do well in any sport, including kickboxing. Yeah,
Yeah, I was a bit upset we didn't see Nabil against Petnong because of Petnong didn't make weight.
yeah.
Do you think he would have beat Petnong?
Mm, no, I still have faith in Petanon. He's a bit old. Yeah, yeah. When we are talking about old, Petanon is actually old. He was like almost 40, already 40, right?
Yeah, I think he's 39. So I'm 37, so I'm not going to hate
Oh,
on
no
him too
worries
much.
about it. We are talking about fighters. Fighters,
Yeah,
you
he's 39. So I love Petnong. I was going to pick Petnong to beat Nabil in that fight, but that
yeah.
was obviously before Nabil against Nico and Nabil against Suplek. Now
Yeah,
I may
that's a
change
great
my
pick. Yeah,
prediction. I don't know because Nabil just seems to have become an absolute monster
he
in the
is.
last 6 months or so. I mean, even watching him against like Felipe Lobo, he's looked kind of tentative, and Solin Ooh, he's really stepped it
Mm,
up in my opinion in his last
he has stepped
three
up.
fights,
Yes.
perhaps. You agree? You agree? Okay. Let me get into the comments. Weren't they scouting Nabil for the Thai Olympic boxing team? Says Keith. Is that a BS
Oh
rumor?
yeah.
Did
We,
you hear
we,
that?
First of all, you need to understand the sad state of Thai amateur boxing. Thailand used to be a nation that win Olympic gold medal like every single Olympic since Somlak won it in Atlanta. And then the quality of Thai amateur boxing went downhill, and Thai could now like barely squeak a bronze medal in each Olympic. So obviously, the easiest route is that they try to scout out all these fighters. The problem is that now there is one championship. Back in the day, if you are a Muay Thai fighter, you either continue to fight in Lumpini or Raja until you retire, or you go abroad to do Muay Thai, or you go to kickboxing, or you turn professional boxing. Now there is another choice that is like, how many fights in like each Friday fight? Like 10 or something? Like a lot,
Oh,
right?
yeah, like each card
Yeah, in each card,
about
sorry. Yeah.
12. Yeah, I think.
Like 12. So and then you have the opportunity to win a bonus, right? If you get a KO. So now there is like a much more consistent stream of income for Thai fighters. So I don't think people would not be that interested in the Olympics. Yeah. But I have read the news, yeah. And I think the president of Thailand has come out and say that, oh no, he's under contract with us. So, you know, they will have to ask for our permission before we can let him go.
I mean, I don't know when the Olympics are. I've sort of stopped. I don't even recall. I used to be all across this, but what is
2028,
what
yeah.
2028? Okay, so
Yeah.
I feel like Nabil will have better things going on by then.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think he's gonna have like 2 belts, or he may even have
Yeah,
moved up by then to featherweight. But
he probably moved up to like 70 kg by then. He's a big boy.
yeah, but the funny thing is, he doesn't struggle to make bantamweight. He actually walks around. I think Mehdi was telling me a week after that Superlek fight, he was actually 69.5, just walking around.
69.5 walking around. That's crazy. That's great. That's good to hear.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know. Well,
Oh my
I
goodness. Talking about making weight. That is the last thing that I am worried about Yoza. Man, Yoza, he walk around at like 75 to 80 kg. He is really, really big. When he is not, his walk around weight is like 75 kg. And when he doesn't have any fight lineup, he balloon up to 80 kg or over. So, and this is going to be his first time with hydration. So,
so it's
unless he
probably
got
a
like the
instant
help,
fail. No one seems to know how to do hydration on the first time.
yes, yeah, you need like the help of a professional, right? He can talk with Takeru because Takeru is yeah, he need to like ask Takeru for like help of like nutritionist because he also like really like junk foods and stuff. So yeah, that would be my main worry with Yosa. Yosa is a really interesting fighter. Another thing that will be interesting if one allow or not is that that Yosa doesn't do hand wrapping.
Oh,
He
really?
doesn't wrap his hand. Yeah, he used to wrap his hand, and then he was like, "I'm going to stop." He stopped doing it like July last year when I met him, and he basically like just put the boxing glove on and go fight. So it would be interesting to see if one allowed that or not.
We'll see. But as you said, he did seem quite stocky when I met him in
Yeah,
Bangkok. There he is next to Noiri. He actually seemed kind of thicker than Noiri.
he is thick.
Well,
He
as
is a thick
tall,
boy.
obviously. Yeah, we'll see. Bantamweight. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. He's got the height for it, but yeah, he may have to get with condition nutrition. Our boy
Yeah,
Peter Miller.
his last fight in K1 was at 63 kg, so he's moving up to 65 kg. So he's actually moving up slightly in weight, but he is now facing the hydration test. So yeah, he will need to change the way he cut weight because he is now cutting like traditional style, if you can call it that. So yeah, he will need to adapt.
Yeah, I think his team obviously will have a lot of experience on that. Vasilius, people excited to see you. Ichi Chummy Boy says, got Beyond Kicks Boy in the house.
Yes, beyond kickboxing.
Are you going to play guitar and piano? Asked Vegan. I don't know if that's at
I
you,
don't
aimed
know.
at you
No,
or me.
I
Oh, you have the piano in the back, but I think that's
that is the background.
a stock background.
That's
Yeah,
the stock background photo. Yeah.
guitar is mine. Yeah, I mean, maybe we'll get a little jam going, Vegan. We'll see. Right. Tetsuya saying, do you think Prime Takeru can beat Rodtang right now?
Yes.
Yeah, I was surprised, honestly. I was ringside, so were you, and we kind of. I was shocked it ended that quickly. I just and what was the chat? Because Noiri came out and said that Takeru had the sternum was broken, ribs broken. Was that
Broken
real?
sternum and rib before 2 weeks before the fight. Such a Takeru thing to happen. And then, like, obviously after the fight, there's a video, the clip being released. The fight was aired on Unext in Japan, so Unext has behind the scene footage. So they air like, oh, Takeru trying to do patch, to do pat, and then he kicked, and he went, oh, my rib, and I was like, oh my goodness, why are you doing this, Takeru? Takeru is a maniac. This man is he has he has been very open about his like mental health, that he has been in like deep depression for several times when he lost. Obviously, before one, he had this intense rivalry with a fighter called Tenshin Nasukawa. He lost that fight after getting necked down, and like he has been an absolute maniac. Every fight, always going above and beyond 100% in his training, and that is not good on your body. That is not good on your mind. But that is why fans love Takeru.
Yeah, you mentioned tension there. It seems like Takeru's lost every big rivalry in the last few years. He's had, tension, Rodtech, Superlek. These are big fights. He should be chasing, but what does that do to his
His
psyche?
legacy,
Yeah,
his
his legacy, but not just that, but like his mindset.
his
When you
mindset.
lose all the big fights, that your whole career has perhaps been geared towards, he's got to be feeling what's left for me, right? I don't know what's left for him.
But first of all, I have to defend the honor of Japanese kickboxing. He does have a lot of great win. He beat Leona Pettas, who is like an amazing kickboxer. He has a great rivalry in K1, especially like his fight with Tiger. So he has many good wins. Unfortunately, he lost the biggest one, right? If we compare, it would be like not winning Premier League in his career. Or would that be fair? No, it is like not winning Champions
Like
League in
Steven
football.
Gerrard, perhaps, not
Yeah,
winning
yeah,
the
like
Premier League.
Gerrard. Like not winning like the biggest of the biggest prize. That is bad for his psyche, because the one single reason, the only reason he came to one championship was because he was like, okay, Tenshin has gone to boxing. I am never going to get a chance at a rematch until the day I die. So I need to find the closest thing to that. And the closest thing to that was Tenshin toughest fight was against Rotang. So he was like, okay, if I beat Rotang emphatically, let's say by KO, this show that I am better than Tenshin. So that is why he came to one championship. And now he has lost that fight. And before that, he lost to Superlek. So now his mind is just going to be the way Takeru mind work is that he has like this single laser focus. So now he is going to just be, how can I get a rematch with Rotang? So that is going to be his target, I would say, for a few years from now. My only hope is that Rotang is going to become lazy again. That is one shot. He's going to become lazy. He is his son is going to be born soon, right? Or Mr. Slatan, that is his son name.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Slatan is going to be born soon. So that is my hope. He's going to have his son. He's going to become a family man. He's going to get bloated, get lazy again. Maybe the fight with Haggerty will not happen, or maybe it will happen, and it will happen at a higher weight. He will not do weight control, and maybe that give Takeru a bit of edge. Yeah,
Yeah, I do feel bad for Takeru. He kind of ran into Rodtang at the wrong time, I would say. If the fight had happened a year ago when it was originally booked, I think
yeah.
I would have maybe favored him because Rodtang was not very serious. But everything that happened, Rodtang lost his belt. He'd missed weight a couple of times. I think he then got the nutritionist, Peter. It just was the
Shout out to
perfect
Peter.
storm. Shout out to
Yeah,
Peter, yeah. But I think definitely he met a very
he
serious
faced
version of Rodtang, yeah.
he faced the best version of Rotang since maybe the first Haggerty, not the first, the second Haggerty fight. Like Rotang, after Rotang like won the belt, he has been on this like cruise control. Like he doesn't train as seriously. I'm not sure if you have seen like he has been training at his wife's gym, right? And
Yeah,
if you seen it, it is like, how do I
it's a
say
bit of a
this
joke.
nicely?
Yeah,
How
like
do I say this nicely? Is this like a very dilapidated rural gym, like even worse than the normal rural gym in Thailand? It's like very below the standard. You have no idea who is his sparring partner. He has obviously no nutritionist, obviously, no like a coach who can like make sure he trained properly. And and every fight he's just like, okay, I'm just going to miss weight, and then I'm just going to figure it out in the first round and then win the fight. And that is how he has approached every fight until he got his belt stripped from him.
story of the
And
fight says that Takeru can beat Rodtang. In my opinion, they fought 10 times. He wins a handful. At least, do you agree with that?
the current Takeru, yeah, yeah, it is not going to be like 10 times he lost 10 times. Let's see here. Takeru still can hurt Rotang. And okay, if we are being honest, he was indeed injured before this fight. So even though this time like it is clear that his shin was not what it used to be. Yeah, he can win a handful, maybe like 20% of the time. Yeah, sure.
Well, Keith says, and I agree, regardless of what happens in the future, I think Takeru has won the hearts of everyone. He's
Yeah.
impossible to dislike. I think, that's hinting at the recent news, which I wrote up for Bangkok Post here about Takeru opening a
Isn't he a
school.
great human being?
Oh my God, it's not fair how great he is. He's impossible to dislike. So yeah, if you missed the news, Takeru has opened a school in Vietnam with his own money, and he's planning to open another one in Laos with his money
Yeah,
from the Rod Tank
he
fight.
has
And
been.
yeah,
He
just
has
what
been.
a great guy, huh?
He is a great human being. So you could see in the first picture, he's holding like a tiger mask. So
Yes.
so for those who don't know, tiger mask is like a really old cartoon in Japan, where uh, a dude like a professional wrestler who take on the persona of Tiger Mask go compete as like a heel in pro wrestling, and then in secret he take that money to help the orphan because he used to be from that orphanage. And in pro wrestling, that is like this. There has been like a several generation of actual Tiger Mask, and Takeru is the current one. It is why he is doing all this charity work, like under the as the personal as a real life Tiger Mask. He is fighting and take the money from his fight purse, from the whatever bonus he got, to all this to build a school, to help the children. He is an amazing human being. Yeah, it is impossible to dislike him.
It is. I was going to ask you about the Tiger Mask link because I have seen that in
Yeah,
Japanese professional wrestling. I didn't know the backstory there, but
yeah,
that is interesting. Yeah, I'll try and get up on his page here. He does have he does hint at that. But so that is it's yes, seventh. He's the seventh Tiger Mask, I think
yeah,
his page says. So this is some kind of honor bestowed upon him. Is that right?
yeah. It is like an honor bestowed upon him. Yeah,
Yeah, there he is with all the kids.
yeah.
It's just fantastic.
Yeah, this was as Lao. Yeah, this was Lao last year. Yeah,
Yeah,
just what a great man. Yeah.
I messaged him actually on Instagram about this. I did a Google Translate. I don't know what he actually said to me. I think he responded to me. He says, "Thank you. Yes, I am planning." I'm just showing you my DMs here. Sorry. Thank you. I'm planning to build a school in Laos, but I think will be completed next year. There you go. I won't show any
Yeah.
more than that, but
All right.
there you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Such a nice guy. All right. Rod Tang also donated some of his bonus money to 50
It
households.
is
Yes,
true.
he
We
did.
need to be fair. Okay, we need to separate Rotang the fighter from Rotang the human being. Rotang is a great human being. He donated a lot of his money to poor children. He feed people. He built house. He obviously is taking care of his parents and such. He is a great human being. As a fighter, he used to be lazy. We will see from now on, but he used to be unprofessional. He's better now. So
He's
yeah,
much better.
Rotang is also great person. If you go to his page, you can see that he pack up all this cash and he is just giving them out. I think he did the same at like the end of Ramadan and such. Great man, great man, really nice
Both,
person.
yeah, both great, man.
What great man.
It's wonderful to see. Yeah, you don't see it often, I guess, in
It's
this
wonderful to see.
field. Yeah,
Yeah, it's wonderful to see professional fighters like doing charity works. Paying back to the society after they become rich. That is always a great thing to see.
yeah. Look, here he is doing
Yeah.
some classes. I don't know where this school is. One of his many
Is it
schools. It might be
Laos?
Vietnam. Is it Laos? I don't know.
Laos or Vietnam? I don't know. But it's
Yeah,
Vietnam. Yeah.
there he is. The kids seem to love him. Yeah, playing football with the kids, or sort of
Yeah.
throwing the ball as well, but not just football, but a handball.
Yeah.
It's cool. I love the guy. I would say, I was after the fight in Saitama. I left the press conference and I was walking. I was trying to find a way out. That arena is hard to get out of, I'll tell you. And I managed to just walk past his dressing room and kind of looked in, and he was there with his team, and obviously looked a bit down, but
Yeah.
kind of waved at him, and he waved back. He smiled and waved, and
Yeah.
he could have just ignored me, kind of averted his eyes. But I'll always say this: Takeru is, yeah, he's always made available to media, to
Yes.
everyone. He does his media duties. He never grumbles, even when he's cutting weight. You can tell he's a little bit more on edge or whatever.
I'm
But
a bit more moody. Yeah, that usually.
yeah,
But yeah.
he's very, very humble. I think for someone, this guy's on whiskey bottles. I see in the
Yeah.
supermarkets here in Hong Kong,
This man is on
Suntory
like
and things.
credit card and such.
Yeah, he's very humble. I love
Yeah.
that. Love to see it. And they can both sing great. Says
Oh yeah, they
Yanni.
are both amazing singers. Absolutely.
Yes. Yeah, I know. I know Rod Tang. I actually was in his hotel room. Yeah, after that fight, we were playing FIFA. He destroyed me. He's very good at FIFA. We didn't sing much doing karaoke, but also a humble guy. I think Rod Tang has a bad rep, and people don't really know the real Rod Tang. So I was happy for him. But
Yeah.
anyway, we've kind of talked about a lot of this. I did want to cover one other thing, and then
Yeah.
maybe you can see if anyone has any other questions. But the only other thing was this suspension for Banma Duoji, Chinese MMA fighter. I don't know if you have any opinion.
Oh,
Is
I don't watch one championship MMA fight.
Yeah. Well, I'm
Or
going to put
submission
it on
therapy.
screen anyway. I just had to talk about it. I put it in the thumbnail, so here it is. Yeah, Banma suspended for 6 months, positive doping test, banned substance, furosemide, which was the same thing that Dmitry Menshikov, or one of the things Dmitry tested positive for, which it's a diuretic,
Yeah.
which is banned because it can reduce the weight and also increase the urine production and help flush out other
Yeah.
prohibited substances. So, yeah, maybe you can link that to Dmitry Menshikov. Put it back in your world, Ichi. But
Yeah, Minchkov. I mean, like, man, just let them fight.
just let them dope. Yeah.
Just let them fight. Just let them dope. No, like, obviously promotions across the world, they are doing this doping test nowadays because people have like really visceral reaction to people using steroid and other performance enhancing drugs. But it is really difficult to like test all of them. It's always random. And yeah, I don't have like personally, like I don't have like any particularly like hatred towards fighters who like got caught, so to speak. I'm like, yeah, just let them bang. That's my take.
Let them bang, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was unfortunate for Pereira because as story of the fight says, he's a great dude, and I think he tore his ACL very early in the fight, and then Banma, finished him. He was basically on one leg, and Banma finished him, and then
Yeah.
he did the backflip celebration, and he messed that up, and
Oh,
I don't think
really?
he
That's
he, he Yeah, he whiffed on the backflip, fell off the ropes. Josh wasn't too happy about the celebration, and then now this, yeah, kind of. I know Josh ain't happy. Yeah, Banma's missed weight a couple times, I think. Or definitely missed one his last fight with Daniel Williams, and he did have a catch weight as well. So I was surprised when he made it because I knew, and he celebrated like he'd won the World Cup when he made weight. I will say for this fight. So yeah, to see that news, I wasn't too surprised. And it is a 6-month suspension. We'll see. I think if Banma comes back, he may have to go up, but he's kind of small for the division up. So I'm not sure. We'll see. We'll see what happens with him. But it sucks. It sucks. How many articles have I written on doping combat sports day? Yeah, I think that's the 5th one in the last.
That's a lot.
Well, yeah, I've done Mahmoudi in December. Ben Tynan was last summer. Well,
Alright.
his
Got
ban is
caught.
ending. It's already ended like a few weeks ago. Ferrari and Nabati double ban. Who
Yeah, that
else?
was a
There's
big
another
one.
one. I'm forgetting. Yeah, Menchikov. So been a few. Seems like more people are getting caught now in one. I don't know. That's because they've changed some practices or just
Must
more
be because
people.
they test more often. Yeah.
That if that's true, it's a good thing. I hope they
It used
test
to
more and
be
more
it
and more.
used to be, Petanon got caught. And then it was like silent for a long time. Oh, that was
Well,
funny.
Petson got caught. This one was interesting because he got caught. He wasn't fighting. He got tested out of
Yeah,
competition, which is quite rare for one. And but it was at Lumpini, so he turned up to.
he was
I
so
think he was
unlucky.
cornering someone like Nongo, or he was there to support. So when he got subjected to a drug test just at the stadium, which is a bit random. I don't think they do
You
that
should have
a lot.
told him that he can't pee and just run.
Yes, I would
Like
have just been like,
like
"All right,
like
guys,
pull
I'll
the John Jones
see
strategy.
ya."
Just run.
Just gonna go get my water. I left it backstage.
At my
Yeah, and
house,
then
at my house, at my apartment, whatever.
get on that.
Just
Yeah, jump straight in the van. Sorry, Nongo. You're gonna have to get Superbar in the corner. You. Uh, yeah, unfortunate for him, but it seems like most drug tests in one are
yeah,
yeah
that is the
after the
easiest way,
fights
right?
things. Yeah,
Of course, because fighters live all over the world, so you cannot really test them,
yeah,
when
hide under the
maybe in their
ring.
country.
This key.
That would be
There,
expensive.
there was one. I think Kairat Akhmetov. I reported that as well for SCMP
Oh,
a couple of years ago after Denver. He failed 2 weeks after his fight with Reese McLaren. Reese is still not happy about that, and I understand. Uh, that was an out of competition one. So they actually went out to his gym, wherever that was. I think he was
ooh,
at Tiger, and
really? Oh, it's in Thailand.
yeah. So
All these poor fighters living in Thailand to save cost. They're
yeah,
getting
I
caught.
mean, if you went to Tiger and found you wrangled up everyone and drug tested them all, I think there'd be a few people popping for things, but especially out of competition. You know what I mean? And I'm
Yeah,
not just saying that. It's like people must take things for recovery, just innocent things, like
yeah, it's tough. Yeah, it's tough. Fighting is hard enough. Yeah.
Rug says he's got fight news soon. Says Combat Sports Today. Can't wait to see
The
who
goat,
Rug is
Rug
fighting.
Rug.
The GOAT, yep. I
Michael
feel
said,
like it's heavyweight Malakin rematch, right? Probably Denver.
oh, that's probably it. Yeah. That was a huge upset. Yeah, that was really funny.
It
Rug
was.
somehow like outlasted Mulligan.
I just hope it's not in a ring again at Lumpini Stadium.
Oh, the
I
poor ref.
poor ref.
And
Yeah,
ring is like, it should be. It shouldn't be allowed to do MMA fight in the ring.
no.
It's so messy.
I think one probably learned their lesson from that fight. It definitely was not best suited for a ring. Let's be honest. It should be in a circle cage. So
Yeah.
I think it'll be Denver. If Rogo has a fight, I could only see it being Malakin. Perhaps Buchecha rematch if Buchecha's re-signed. We don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
Okay. So we've done an hour. I have to ask you if you're okay or need to leave.
I'm okay. I'm
Probably.
okay. I'm available. Yeah.
Okay. I'll try and wrap it up not too long from now. I
No
also
worries.
it is a Friday night. I don't want to stay too long, but there is no Friday fights, so we
Yeah. No Friday fights. Yeah.
um There was a question. I think it was Combat Sports. They asking who's Cricklier going to fight next. I think, yeah, they were asking. Can you see any kickboxers who Cricklier might fight? Who might
Let
come over
him
from other
go.
organizations?
Let him go.
Let him go. You want to see him go the other way, don't you? To maybe
Yeah.
Glory.
Listen, okay, now I have to speak. Obviously, we are talking, we are, celebrating the success of one championship so far. But, as a kickboxing fan, right, there is no one for him to fight in one championship.
Yeah.
Yeah. In the heavier weight class, the Glory basically has a lockdown. So, the last fight that Clear has was sad. They brought in that poor. Where is he from? Oh my god, the guy
Lyndon
with the
Knowles, yeah,
eye.
from
Even no one
UK,
knows
Haggerty's
UK,
teammate. Yeah.
right? Yeah, and he was like, oh, it was like a massacre in the ring, and you're like, why are you doing this to him? And now he is not going to have anyone to fight for a long period of time because that is just the way it is. I am sure if they want, they can like get some guy from domestic promotion in Russia, maybe that would work. Get someone from Russia to fight, but then they have to sign them for a multi-fight contract. So everyone was asking, what does you think this is next for Cricklier? Yeah, I met Cricklier. I think that before that he had like an injury that resulted in him sitting out for a long time. Right now, yeah. So for those who don't know, like Glory is now doing this ridiculous like 32 men tournament, something
It
like that.
started on the day that Cricklier beat Lyndon Knowles, I think, the
Yeah.
same day.
Yeah, they got like this ridiculous tournament. For those who don't know, Rico Verhoeven has been like the best heavyweight in the kickboxing world for like a decade plus now, and there's no one who could like beat him. So Gory is now doing this tournament. But yeah, for one championship, I don't know. Like bring in Sina Karimian. But for those who don't know, Siri Karimian is like a notorious fighter who is known for like fouling his way. He's getting fight in different promotion now, so it's a bit funny. Yeah, I don't know. I have absolutely no idea, Chester, on who is Cricklier is going to fight next.
Yeah, and Raddy Apache lost, right, in that tournament, as
Yeah.
Combat Sports Today points out.
Yeah, Glory, like they are signing up these fighters from different promotion, and then they lost. Yeah.
Yeah, as Keith points out, I think they only want heavyweights are going to fight Muay Thai too. So I don't know what the best option is, but it seems like Cricklier gets one fight a year, and his purse is probably quite nice, so he's not unhappy with it. And we'll see him again in a year, I think, maybe
I suppose we will
2026.
see him in a year. Yes.
Yeah, but he doesn't seem too unhappy. All right. Yeah, I don't have any other news, so we'll hang around for another 5-10. If you've got any questions, get them in the chat. I'll try and ask Ichi. Otherwise, Ichi, what have you got coming up next in your world, in your life?
Nothing in particular. I might do an interview with fighter. So right now we are talking different promotion now. Rise another promotion based out of Japan, a kickboxing promotion is doing like a 65 kg tournament. So I might interview fighter that are competing there. They have, in my opinion, the best 65 kg promotion, not the 65 kg division in the world. One championship could definitely argue that they have better talent. But yeah, so I will be doing that perhaps. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they were looking to have Yuki in that, right? I heard Rise's CEO was saying, I
Mr.
think
Ito, he
Yeah.
want to have Yuki Yoza in that tournament. Yeah, Yoza, his contract ended with K1, and then 3 days later, he signed with one championship. Who is you fooling? Like, this is tampering. He's from the team Vasilius, Takeru in one championship, Masaki Noiri in one championship. This is like LeBron James level of tampering. Like, who are you fooling? Obviously, he is going to one championship, right? Even back when he
Yeah.
was in K1, he used to like passive aggressively sparring with one glove on, and like, yeah, this is like my next step. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
I feel
yeah.
like it's been on the cards. Like I said, I asked him in January and
Yeah.
backstage, and he said, "Yeah, I'm coming to one."
It's
And
like the most telegraphed kick in kickboxing.
yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't want to make a big deal at the time. I told a few people privately, but I didn't want to publish it in case it got him in trouble with K1 or anything. So
Yeah. You would have got him in trouble, but now he is in one championship, right? This is an interesting thing about Japanese kickboxer, the way their brain work, right? So the way Japanese kickboxer view the world is like that they are like a protagonist in a manga. Like in a sport manga, sport Japanese cartoon, right? You begin at like a local stage, and then you fight your way to a tournament, and then you go through this training arc, and now it's the world stage. So even though he used to be in K1, and K1 does have fighters that he fought. Gongnapai is from Thailand. Pet Dam is the former one flyweight champion. Taiwo Asaisa is an amazing fighter who is like he has a different kicking style compared to Yuki Yoza, among like the best power base. There are all these great fighters, but in his mind, right, he wanted, I need to go to the next stage. I need to be like follow the step of my senpai, Takeru and Noiri, who is now in one championship. Yeah, so that's why he's now in one championship. And I think he is not going to be satisfied here. Yuki Yosa has this insatiable appetite. Since we have time, like let me talk about like this maniac, Yuki Yosa. This man used to travel 5 hours round trip every day to train. He lived in Ibaraki prefecture. Ibaraki is here. This is Tokyo. He used to train out of Jim Cockres. He traveled across three different prefecture every single day to train. Right. And it is not just that. He used to work as a garbage collector from like 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. And then he traveled to train every single day. He go back and then he run 30 kilometers. That is like 18 miles a day. This man is a maniac. He's like a crazy person. He is, and he has this focus that I need to, move on to the next step and the next step. My prediction is that if he does well in one championship, like if he captured the belt, he's going for MMA next. That is my prediction. He is not going to be satisfied with just kickboxing. He won the world title in Kyokushin. He has won world title in K1 in kickboxing, and if he won another one in one championship, he is going to move on to MMA.
MMA. Ooh.
MMA, yeah, that is like the natural step. Yeah.
Well, I was gonna flag this article. Yeah, I think some of that information you just shared, which is very insightful, is in this article on Beyond
Yeah, I
Kickboxing.
interviewed
So
him.
go and
Yes.
check it out. Yeah, about a year ago, you interviewed him, right?
Yeah, I interviewed him before his last fight. It was really interesting because it was like before his last fight in K1, right? I want to be fair to K1 here, right? If you look at Yuki Yosa last year in K1, he basically got everything that he asked for. He wanted to fight a different promotion opponent. He got a fight against Kang Nakamura. Kang Nakamura is a Rise champion, which is like a rival promotion of K1. He got that. He wanted to fight a former champion. He fought Gong Napa and knocked him out. And then he wanted to fight a fighter who used to be like a champion of a different promotion, which is Pet Dam. He was very happy when K1 booked him a Pet Dam fight, and he also knocked him out. So, but in his mind, right, he's always looking for this next step. Like he want to keep growing as a fighter, right? He just see himself as like a stepping stone that I can be a better version of myself. And in his mind, the way to do that is to move to one championship.
Well, yeah, this article, I'm browsing it now. Very
Yeah,
interesting. So please, after the
please check
show,
it out.
guys, go
This
check
is
it
a
out. Yeah.
this is a crazy person. He's really interesting person. Go check it out.
It's on your Twitter, which I'm going to show as well. It's like the most
Yep.
recent tweet, other than the tweet for this podcast. So let me
Yeah,
let me bring
we
up
could yeah,
your
yes.
page, which I just realized you criminally under followed on Twitter. So go and follow
Oh no,
Ichi, everyone.
such a thing because I don't tweet as much as and I used to, and also I am not like check marked. Yeah, but
So
yeah,
there it
like
is.
it is really he's an interesting person.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I just was skim reading that article. It's very interesting. So have a look, guys. Help Ichi out. If you don't follow
thank
him
you.
already, go follow him. He's
Follow and subscribe.
yeah. You've actually over the years, I feel like you're one of the must follows on Twitter. I've
Thank
always
you. I
enjoyed your
appreciate that.
content. Yeah, and it was wonderful to meet you in person. Actually, I didn't
Yes.
expect it, and I really enjoyed it. Um, Let me see any questions in the chat. Who have we got for the NBA playoffs? Go Celtics. I don't know if you like basketball.
I hate to say this. I think the Oklahoma City Thunder OKC is going to probably like win it all. Yeah, I am not up. Yeah, I think they just have too good of a team. Yeah, they have the MVP. Yeah, and their team is just like so incredibly stacked. I think they are going to become like the Golden State Warrior in like maybe even next year. So yeah, I think they are going to win the whole thing.
I'll take your word for it. I don't know anything about basketball, but yeah, we done our time, so I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna thank Ichi. Any final words, Ichi, you got for anyone? Like I said, go follow him, Warradon BK on Twitter. Anywhere else
Yep.
they can find you?
Yeah, that is the only thing I post about kickboxing. And last word, everyone, kickboxing is a really fun sport. It is silly niche and fun sport. Yeah, no, go check it out. Like there's Rise, there's K1, there's Glory. Follow whatever one available in your time zone. It's fun. It's entertaining. And the funny thing about kickboxing is that the lower the weight class, the higher the KO rate. So that is the unique thing in contrast to MMA and boxing. So yeah, go check it out and follow Beyond Kickboxing on Twitter, on X. Sorry,
Yes,
yeah,
I was gonna say, you know, so I think a couple of people. Maybe this could be the final question. Who wins the rematch, JDB or Prajan Chai? What do you think?
I believe in JDV. He got it. He got it.
He's just got engaged
He
as well,
was
hasn't
robbed
he?
in his last fight. He was robbed against Prajanshai. I cannot say that loud because I'm Thai, but he was robbed.
Should he be ranked higher on Beyond Kickboxing?
Listen, Beyond Kickboxing. Listen, you know, it is based on who beat who. That is the system of Beyond Kickboxing. So, you know, it is flawed, but because of
Okay.
the system, JDV is ranked lower. Yeah.
Well, I want to say thanks for all you do on Beyond Kickboxing and the other guys, Yodsanan and Co. I mean, as if people think it's flawed, fine, but I do love what you guys do, and you bring prominence to the sport, definitely. And it's nice to see, even it's sort of like a grassroots organization. It's still taken very seriously,
It
isn't
is a
it? In the
grassroots, the
sport, you know what
movement.
I mean?
Yeah.
But you have people quoting your rankings as like the gospel. That's kind of cool, isn't it?
That's a cool. Like fighter really like enjoy the ranking when they got rank high, when they got the award. They quote tweet, they post it on their IG. So yeah, it's nice thing to see that what we are doing, as just fans of the sport who self-organize. That is really thing to see, like the fruit of our labor.
Yeah, shout out to the team. I know a few
Shout to your,
guys.
shout to BK team.
Yeah, Timothy Wheaton, great guy as well.
Yep.
Doing some great stuff. Yodsanan, thanks for all of his shares and everything. And I'm so happy to see you guys thriving. And thank
Yep.
you, Ichi, for coming on the show.
Thank you
Appreciate it.
for inviting me to the show.
Yeah, we'll have to get you back when Yuki makes his debut and gets knocked out by Petanong or whatever. Who knows?
He won't imprison Uncle. No, not knock him out. That's impossible.
But yeah, we'll see. All right. Yeah, no, for serious. Thanks for the show. Says Story of the Fight. Shout out Beyond Kick. Shout out Nick. Absolutely. Shout out everyone in the chat. Sorry if I didn't get to all your questions. Leave a comment under the video and I'll try and comment after this. But it's been a fun one. Friday
Yep.
night show. No Friday fights tonight. So thanks for everyone joining us. I'll be back Monday, hopefully, with a preview for One Fight Night 31, I think it is. I'm off to Bangkok the next day and on Tuesday. Yeah, we'll see what happens. But Ichi, thank you again, sir. Last word is yours. What do you want to say?
Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Simple. Keep it simple. Yeah. All right. See you, everyone. And I'm in the stream. Enjoy the rest of your weekends. All right.